Welcome to my channel. This is Mario Lord, also known as Real Estate Guru PK. On this channel, we talk about my real estate endeavors. We also have the top real estate producers and the top entrepreneurs in the country. Be sure to click the link below with Justin P with his Support Black Colleges marketing course. Also with Jason White's Crack the Code affiliate link, click that below as well. Also to support the channel, Webull, M1 Finance, Chase, Discover, Robinhood, and Public, a stock trading app. We hope you enjoyed this episode. This is Real Estate Guru PK signing out. Welcome to another episode. Got my boy Ron back.
What's up, Ron B?
Had a baby. He married. Got Miss Turner.
Baby on the way.
Baby on the way.
Baby on the way.
On the
Baby
way.
on the way.
July 2024.
So you're gonna be gone for like 3 weeks, right?
Yeah. So the end of March. I leave at the end of March, but I'm having my baby shower back home in LA. So, and just want to, because I don't have any family out here. All my family is out in LA. So go out to LA for a couple weeks.
His family's out here though, right?
Yeah, the baby daddy, my baby daddy, my BD. Yeah, he has family out here. Both his parents are out here actually. So, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But we're all flying out to LA though.
Where's he originally from? Is he from here?
So he was born in Missouri, but he's from a military family. So he's just,
military bred.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All over the place. So.
Is he pretty excited?
Yeah, he was
gonna have a boy, right?
Yes, I wanted to keep the gender a secret, but it's okay. Yeah, it's a boy. But he was super excited.
I'm always doing that. Does he know now? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, he was super excited, but yeah, he definitely wanted he wanted that for sure. So when I found out, I took the pregnancy test by myself, and then I waited till he came home, and I told him. I didn't record his reaction because I wanted his genuine reaction, because we're not married, and that's a question that I get a lot. Mm-hmm. Like when I tell someone I'm pregnant, the follow-up question is, "Are you getting married?" Or
yeah.
Which is what Mario did, but
Mario's very religious now. Come on.
Yeah, he is, but he was actually super happy. So I asked him straight up. I'm like, hey. Is this what you want? Because at the end of the day, I mean, we've been together for 2 years. We live together. We're in a solid relationship. Mm-hmm. But again, we're not married. But again, I don't want to raise a child by myself. So I asked him straight up, at least two times, is this what you want? And he said yes. So yeah, we're both excited. So
what if he was like no?
Then I would have greatly. I'm pro-choice. I know Mario's probably not pro-choice, but I'm pro-choice. So I would have greatly thought about, I might not even be talking about it right now.
Oh,
so,
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Because, we had that episode where we talked about single mothers.
Yeah.
And that long-term choice that you have to make. And, for me, I always saw myself being married first, but shit happens, right? So, but, at the end of the day, we're happy and we're excited. So. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's cool.
So how is your first child, right? How is that going?
It's a joy. It's unbelievable. I think it's unbelievable to see, I think especially because I was older. I was 40 plus when I had my kid, and so everybody counted you out, even Mario. He's never gonna get married,
I never said that.
You thought in your head. I remember I told my aunt, and my favorite cousin told my aunt, she's like, yeah, I was just talking to your cousin. He said he said, don't even pray for him anymore. He's like, he's not gonna have. Yeah. So it happens when it happens, So
I think you had options though, right?
That's probably what it is. You got too many options. Just like with women these days, I feel like because they got so many guys going in their DMs, it's like they feel like they got too many options. In reality, you don't.
You don't.
But
do you feel like you really had options, or you feel like you really didn't?
No, I thought when I hit 40, it was gonna be harder. I thought it was gonna be harder. That girls are gonna be looking at me, how you must be damaged goods or something. why isn't he like? Of course, and they drill you. They drill you like.
You talking about on dates?
Like in general, I mean, yeah, the girls would drill like, what's wrong with it? There must be something wrong. What's not wrong with me? I'm picky. I'm picky.
If you was on
Yeah.
on your like, if you was already divorced, you think they still would have been asking those questions or?
No, they'd be asking me about the divorce because when you get divorced, then they're asking you
What happened?
Okay, what happened? Was it your fault? Were you cheating? You know what I'm saying? So everything has its own little thing. Like you're over 40 if you're divorced, if you had kids, everything, because women are looking for these days are looking for red flags. And you just gotta know how to simmer those down, But a lot of it was me. I met really good women. It's just I was really, really picky, really selective. So I feel like you have to.
What was like red flags
What's a red flag to me?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a ton of them. Like women talking about their exes, or
Like on their exes.
Or like, I guess even women waiting too long to like, well, why come, like you look at somebody like, why haven't you gotten married yet? And like, is there, so you're wondering if there's something there, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. There's a ton of red flags. People, people are so emotional and mental and hard to be around sometimes that, a lot of stuff can be a red flag. So
what made you finally get on one knee out of all the options?
I think I already said this. I think a guy will probably do it when it's time. When
he's ready.
Yeah, because like I even told my wife, you think you're looking for the perfect woman, and I said, that perfect woman has probably already gotten married to somebody else or it doesn't exist. That's what it comes down to, especially if you've been waiting as long as I have, So I think it's like when it's your time, you know what I'm saying? So she's a great woman, but I think even for us, we kind of butt heads just because we're kind of different. Like I'm more into like learning things, doing new things, where she's more into entertainment. Like I look at entertainment, sometimes I even look at it as like a waste of time, but she it's almost a compliment because sometimes I get too much into like reading and all this other stuff. So you need to balance yourself out. You know what I'm saying? So she provides that balance, and then she's on the other end of the spectrum where she's like, I'm trying to show her something and it's like her eyes get glazed over. Okay.
So she's like rolling her eyes or?
No, like, all right, okay, cool. Squirrel, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I mean she's more into like let's go hiking. Let's go travel. And that's what women are into.
All women
if you want to
y'all love traveling.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What, like I could tell if anybody's in a date, I could tell you how to, like have good conversation. You can talk about travel, pets, movies. They'll love you, you know what I'm saying? Especially the travel.
I don't know about movies. Not all women like movies.
Yeah, I mean you have to gauge, but
I think traveling is like
it's almost universal because at one point I didn't like travel. So that was when I was a boring guy. Oh, you don't like to travel? Oh, it's a waste of money. Then I went to Brazil and I saw why people like to travel. And because I came back, I had stories. You gotta, like, if you're going on dates, you gotta have stories. You gotta have like stories. It almost gives you higher value if you can say, hey, I traveled over here, we did this. You don't do it showing off, but you're just telling stories about the places you've been, adventures that you've been, because they'll start seeing themselves in those adventures and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
I never thought about that.
Yeah, no, my wife's told me some stories about like guys, that she went out that said they didn't like to travel. And there was like, she already had an X on her forehead. Like, no, you know what I'm saying? Just shows that you're boring, that you're just gonna be at Netflix and chill all the time,
What's wrong with Netflix and chill?
I don't have a problem with it. It saves me money.
Oh my
but
God.
I know you got to understand the opposite sex. Like, guys, we're cool with that. Matter of fact, I tell her, it really doesn't matter where I go, it's who I'm with that matters more. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if you're in the dating world, you have to have stories, you have to have achievements, you have to build yourself up as a man. And then like a lot of these guys, as a woman, it's a different thing. It's a different scale. And a lot of it is based on personality and looks, unfortunately, you know?
Look, since we talking about dating, I got a question for both of y'all. So it was this couple, right? They're both Caucasian. They're like both like 18, 19 years old. They're like at the carnival, and
I think I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So a random guy, he goes up with a microphone. Hey, look, he asked both of them, how much do both of y'all have in y'all checking account?
Mm-hmm.
And the guy, the boy, he was like proud. He was like, man, I got $1,200. And he asked the girl, and she was like, I got 52,000. No, was it 42?
She said something wild, 50. Yeah.
Like she was like, I got $50,000. And the dude was like, he was like flabbergasted. He was
her butt hurt.
What, at 18 or 19 years old?
Yeah, because he was like,
yeah.
He's like, I've been paying $400 every weekend, every time we go out, and you
oh, gotcha, yeah,
sitting on
yeah,
42,000.
yeah.
And then she was like, man, it ain't my fault you broke. My dad gave me this money, and I was like, oh, a granddad?
Yeah, inheritance.
Okay. So how you feel about that? How you feel about that?
That's none of his business. That's her money. Like, because at the end of the day, as a woman that's dating a man, I would want you to lead and plan the dates, pay for the dates. Like that's what he has to do as a boyfriend anyway.
Okay, so you're having a son right now, right?
Correct.
So would you be okay if your son spending all of his hard-earned money on his girlfriend, $400 every weekend? He's basically just working to have fun with his girlfriend. He's not investing. He's not buying stocks. He's not cars, Turo. You're an investor, right?
Yes.
Okay, so cars. So he's missing out on investment. He's missing out on stocks. He's missing out on Turo, real estate, Airbnb. That's furniture. All that's $400 a week. What's that? What's that? $1,600. That's $1,600 a month.
Yeah.
So that's couches and chairs for his Turo. That's stocks. Tesla's 197, 192 right now. That's Tesla stocks. That's Apple stocks. So you cool with your son spending $1,600 a month on his girlfriend? That's sitting on $42,000.
So my son, and I think anybody in general, should not be dating if they can't afford the dates, or date in your budget, date down. Like if that's what she's used to and that's what she requires, then get your bag up. You shouldn't be dating. You like
I totally agree with you. And that's why as men we have to build ourselves up. Like for me, and when I was younger, I felt like I was a good looking dude, but I felt like the other aspects, I didn't have the money to back up a lot of the things I wanted to do. So that I didn't have that confidence in that area. So I try to elevate myself in that area.
What I don't like about that whole building yourself up thing is that you're like, what, 18, 19, 20, you're dating, right?
Yeah.
You're building yourself up. You're making yourself appealing to women. You're getting nice cars. You're getting whatever. And then you reach that point, and then you start dating. You don't know if she likes you for you or she likes you for what you can provide.
But I mean, that's part of attraction. See, women, that's why you have to know what men and women are different. Women are attracted to guys that can provide for them, right? It's not all about your looks.
What if he invests? Because we're talking about that scenario, right? What if he builds himself up? He does like an option on some stocks and loses it all, and then she leaves him. How's that gonna make your son feel? How's that gonna make your son feel when she just moves around and he just because he lost it all because he was investing?
So I mean, it's a cold world, but men are loved and appreciated for what they could provide. Because at the end of the day, I know Ron has a daughter. I know you have a son, but let's pretend you have a daughter. Okay. What would you want her to be with somebody that can't provide?
I want my daughter to marry for love. I don't want her to marry
for love. Just for love. Yeah. But come on, just for love?
I mean,
only love.
So you would allow your girlfriend to be with the bum as long as he treated her?
Because you know what love is sometimes translated.
I mean, listen. My parents married for love.
Yeah.
I married for love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so
but at the same time, I did have some houses. Okay, but I mean, it just depends. It depends.
You gotta have. You don't gotta be rich, but you gotta have a good head on your shoulders, and you gotta have your
I
shit
feel like
together.
I feel like you're telling your daughter like to basically be like a gold digger.
There's no such thing as a gold digger. What is a gold digger?
You got like
That's a woman that gets with a guy solely of what he can provide
it's
or
not
what he
solely.
has.
I mean, so there's different things that attract women, and wealth is one of them, right?
Okay.
So wealth is one of them. So you can be not so great. Let's say you're a 5 as a guy, but then you're wealthy.
But look.
Yeah.
Your wife, she married you for you, right? As a
Yeah.
person, right?
No, I think it's a package. I always tell her it's a package. Like when she asked me, why did you marry me? I'm like, it's a package. There's things that she's missing. There's things that she has. And it's things that I like about her. There's things I dislike.
Okay.
But the whole package is why I married her. Just like for me, she can't say, oh, I just married you for looks or I married you for your money.
Okay.
Because there's other people that have money.
Okay, so
too.
if you lost it all today, right now,
yeah.
What's your wife gonna do? She
I mean, the thing is, we're kind of like I go to church. We're religious. We don't believe in like divorce and stuff like that.
So that means she married you. She married you for you. Then
I think I would probably get hell. It doesn't matter. Meaning that when.
But is she gonna? That's cool.
Okay.
That's what women do. But is she gonna leave though? Is she gonna leave?
She's not gonna leave me.
Okay, then she married you.
Would she have married him if
there would be
he lost it all when they met?
So I feel like it's going to be a strained marriage, and I just feel like it's just going to be strained. If I can't provide inside the house, and then I feel like women a lot of times they are very tight with their money, and then with a guy you're loose. So women, they want a traditional guy, but they don't want to be traditional. I feel like that's the way it is in society right now. Okay. You want a traditional guy, you want somebody that opens the door, you want him to pay for the dates, but then you don't want to do traditional things, in general, in our society right now, So
okay, so you cool.
The cooking, the cleaning, the or the taking care of the child primarily, and all this other stuff, the traditional stuff that women do, So
you can be cool with your son crying to you that his girlfriend left him because he got his car got repossessed or something like that.
I mean,
I think she would be cool with it because
it's like you shouldn't even you got to worry about your car being repossessed.
Yeah.
You got bigger worries right now.
I think she's right. She said it right. She got to date down because when you're 19, 20, when I was 19 or 20, 21, the girls that I went out with were 19, 20. They expected me to be living with my parents. They didn't expect me to have a lot of money. And I mean, I really I was able to maneuver.
I got hell for living with my parents
at 20, 19, 20.
Yes, and I did not give a F. I was cool. I knew they wasn't for me because I knew what I was building. And I knew they wasn't for me. I wasn't even work. As soon as I got any grief about me staying with I stayed with my parents
at 19 or 20.
Yes, people was having roommates and stuff. People was having roommates, or they was doing couch surf, sleeping on people. They people. Man, a lot of people when I graduated from high school, they was gone as soon as they graduated. Their mom was like, "Hey, you gotta leave." They had no choice.
I think that's also probably more hood too, because you go with some probably even Hispanics. I mean, for the girl, they stay. You could stay with your if you're a girl like my wife, she was able to stay with her family until she's 30 because they want to guard over you, make sure you ain't sleeping around and doing all this other stuff.
That's facts.
So.
I was with my parents till I was 25.
Yeah. For women, I think for guys, what you said, it's
I got help.
Man, what you offering into this house?
I didn't care though.
They're gonna start making. Did they make you pay rent?
Nah.
They didn't even make you $100.
Man, my dad.
That's what I would give my mom. I would give my mom some money.
I would have took my $100 and put
because the thing is once I give you that money, I can bring over who I want to. That's what I was like.
If he was on that tip, then I for sure would have.
You would have gave him $100, $200. Yeah.
Sure.
But no. I would have
been
I hear you. If they were religious and stuff like that, nah, you ain't bringing girls past 8 o'clock.
I got a question for Ron.
Yeah.
So you're not offended that a quality in why your wife married you is that your ability to provide.
That's what I think it makes me more attractive as a man. If I have multiple qualities that I think it's not just one.
Right.
That's one. I think that I work out. I think that I'm religious. Are great qualities. I think I look okay. You know, I'm okay, and those are all. That's a package, because there's going to be a guy out there that makes more money than me, but does he go to church? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Does he work out? You know, there's going to be somebody that probably looks way better than me, but does not know how to provide and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm an older guy, but there's advantages of a guy being older. You know what I'm saying? They got their life together. And it's like when you're in your 20s, you're trying to establish yourself. Like I took my whole 20s and then up to like 30 to get myself right, you know?
Right. I agree. I mean, the ability to provide shouldn't be the only thing, right? Like Ron said, it's a package. But for some reason, women get crucified when they say, I want a man that has money so that he can provide. Why is that? Why do women get crucified for wanting to be with somebody stable and be secure? Why is that a problem?
I think you need to articulate it the same way I just articulated. I'm sorry.
I was talking about like in your early 20s, like dating.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like once you're in your late 20s or your 30s, like you're supposed to be providing.
So then who's a gold? So then that means no women, there's no such thing as a gold digger.
I think a lot, like the whole thing is you expect men to be traditional and you pay for all the dates, but then you want to be non-traditional. And you know what I'm saying? You want some of the power, you know, you want to be an independent chick. You want to be an independent chick, but then you want to be traditional when it comes to the man. That's the thing that irks a lot of guys.
Basically saying if he's,
and I'm not saying I'm saying in general. I don't know about you, but I'm saying a lot of women.
Basically, what you're saying is if you're paying all the bills, then the woman should be submissive. Is what you're saying?
I mean, you should be more traditional. I feel like, you know, you expect the guy to be traditional, but then you want to act non-traditional. You know, that just doesn't make sense. It's not fair.
I agree. I agree with what Ron is saying. I think in today's society, right, you know, what is marketed to women is not to be traditional. But if you are a man looking for a traditional relationship and a woman looking for a traditional relationship, a woman can't be traditional if she's not provided for. She can't stay at home and cook. She can't stay at home and clean and watch the kids if she has to worry about finances as well.
That's a good point. Yeah.
How you 25?
About to be 29.
You about to be 29?
Oh my goodness, man. Time goes by. I remember she came and she were like 26 or 27. I was like,
I came.
Yeah. When you started.
I came to Houston when I was 27.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I was 27 when I think I started the podcast.
I mean, it's a good time to have a child, you know?
Yeah.
29.
I'm basically almost in my 30s. I have
so you can
life
have
experience.
More than one if that's what you want.
We'll see how the first one goes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
so would you want to have a girl?
I do want a girl.
A mini version.
I want a mini me. I was a little disappointed when I found out it was a boy.
Yeah.
Because I want a mini me, but
I think that's good though. I think y'all gonna be butting heads, you and the girl.
That's what they say. The girls are always attached to the boys and the
yeah,
you know,
yeah. So I think it is harder to raise a girl. Like definitely. Yeah. So
what do you mean by that?
I feel like once they get to maybe like middle school, high school age, you know, boys come into the picture, wanting to stay out, but obviously, you know, for her protection, you don't want her to be out, and then y'all start butting heads, and you're evil because you won't let her go out. You know,
is this like you that. Or? I'm like, how do you know all this?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're a woman. That's right.
Yeah. So you know.
What if you had a little girl and she was like on the same tip as you?
See, yeah. That would be maybe a little bit of karma, but I feel like I know what not to do as far as
being a parent.
Parenting. I think you have to allow your child to. I mean, of course, you want to put in safety measures and don't let her do whatever. But I think parents allow their fear to dictate their parenting, and then not allowing the child to have her own feelings and needs.
Would you ever kick any of your kids out?
No.
No, never.
No, they would have to do some crazy stuff.
Like, what do you mean? Like below 18 or what?
Yeah,
or like at 18? Once you hit 18, you out the door.
Man, people got kicked out. Like,
I mean, you see. I mean, the thing is, you see that happens to a lot of people around here in Houston.
Yeah.
And I mean, that leads to like a lot of prostitution.
I mean, I'm not saying it's
even
good,
for
man,
males.
but
No, that's what I'm saying.
people get kicked out,
That's your child, though. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, there's circumstances that like
what if
somebody's terrorizing you. You know
what if they like selling drugs? Would you kick your child out?
I mean, that puts the whole household at risk. So that's a good question. I mean, every situation is special. So I hate to make these rules and you be like, you know, there could be an alternative.
What if he was like a pimp and had like all these prostitutes?
I mean, like I'd be like, you're not my child. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'd be like, man. You're not my child. Or like, I mean, I'm one of those people like, if you want help, I'll help you.
Yeah.
But if you just want to be you and run your own life, then we're probably not gonna see each other. You know. When you're ready to come home, come home. You know what I'm saying?
What if he had like a lot of bodies, like he was like killing people? Like,
What, killing people?
Oh my gosh.
Killing people?
yeah.
No, I'm not like.
Man, have you like listened to the music now? Like, man.
But I mean, I don't. Yeah, I know what you're saying, man. But you're talking about really extreme stuff, and
Yeah.
Man, Chicago is like real, man.
yeah, but I
Chicago's
mean,
real.
nah, man, not if. Yeah, nah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like some crazy stuff.
So you kicking your little boy out?
First, so it has to be like
Selling
extreme.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's case by case. I mean, if he had a little 3.5 of weed that he sold at school, you know.
I mean, yeah, every situation is different. Like you have a relationship with that person, and I mean, she doesn't even know this relationship she's gonna have. So when she puts her hands on the child, and then she goes first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, and then you're going through all these grades, and then all of a sudden, when you hit 10th grade, they're starting to act like I remember even my nephew, his like he was straight A student, all this stuff, and then COVID happened, and everybody was at home, and that changed his whole attitude and his whole personality.
Yep.
Just like somebody that was like the top at his class went to the bottom of his class. You know, barely graduated high school.
What if your son got a girl pregnant like really young? What would you do?
be a
That would break
grandparent.
my heart. That would break my heart.
What if he was like 15, 16?
That
she
would
was
break
like,
my heart.
That would break your heart.
That would.
You
break
wouldn't like
my
one of
heart.
your grandbaby.
No, not when
no.
he's 15,
Yeah.
16. No.
what would you do?
Just take care of it.
I mean, I have no choice but to be there, but I would be hurt. I would be disappointed
Why would you be hurt?
because that's too young. He hasn't even.
Experience life.
He's still in my house. First of all, he obviously at that age probably is making no income. So it's really for a minute it's gonna be me taking care of the
Pretty
child.
Pretty
So-
much.
Or you know, since he's a boy, it might be with the
Other family.
other family, but no. But that.
Mm-hmm.
No, but that's a scary thought as a son, because I remember on another podcast, Mario was saying that he would encourage his son to sleep with girls. You don't remember with Sean? And you were like,
Who?
when we were interviewing Sean and Stormy.
Shut up, Sean.
Yeah, and
I never said that.
yes, you did.
No, he made a statement and I just dabbed him up. I know what you're talking about. I did not say that.
You said when he gets to like high school age, you would.
I did not say that, ladies.
I forgot the exact question, but
Shut up, Sean said. He said that he like girls, like you ain't supposed to be like that. And then he's like, but if I had a son and he was out there like that, then it's all good. And then I started laughing and I dabbed him up. I was laughing at that, but I didn't say that though.
I mean that your actions say it all. I'm not gonna say nothing.
I thought it was
because
funny.
there's
So
a reason. Yeah, all right,
funny.
yeah,
So I dabbed him
yeah.
up. So,
but you know what I'm saying.
No.
Like if you had a daughter, that's out the question. But if you had a son and you found out he was sleeping around, it would be like, okay, son, I
You
see.
sound like okay.
Nah,
So
I wouldn't-
see what you're saying,
I
but
wouldn't be happy if my son was having sex in high school because he could get a girl pregnant, catch STDs. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I wouldn't be
exactly.
happy. But I was laughing.
you gotta also think of like that women can make you lose. Like I remember you were telling me like if you didn't waste all this time that you
In my
did,
20s.
all your time
Absolutely.
chasing, and doing
That's
all
why
this stuff.
That's why I got a problem with my man spending $400 every weekend.
Yeah.
And
I think I think
that's crazy. Like my man could be buying Tesla.
Or he could not be dating.
With my son, I'm be like, hey, man,
he just like you said, date down. There's a lot of girls that you could give them a Happy Meal, they'd be happy.
Exactly. With my son, hey, you're broke. Your parents ain't got no money. I'm gonna have him driving my work truck. Like you ain't got no money.
But think about it.
He needs
you got a nice house. They're gonna come over you hey,
he's not gonna meet him over at my house.
Bring him over to the house. We'll grill something out. Once they see that you got a nice family, she's gonna want to be over there all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like
she don't need to know that he's coming for money. She needs to like him for him. Period. Cause like
but I will tell you like
he's gonna be buying.
Are you
stocks.
the same person at 19 as you were now?
You talking about me?
Yeah.
If I could do it over again,
I know. I'm just saying.
I would have been buying
because,
stocks.
dude, no, because you're wise. You're wise now, but when you were young, you weren't wise.
But I didn't.
When I was a kid, I was stupid. I was dumb.
I was too. I didn't have nobody like me. My dad had a 9 to 5, and he was like, my father was like, go to college, go get a good job, 401k.
But did you listen to your dad about anything? No, you thought they were stupid.
No,
so you think your son's gonna listen to you?
I didn't think my father was stupid.
You think your son's gonna listen to you?
I would hope so.
The problem is like when you're a teenager, like even my nephew, when I try to talk to him, it's that they think they're smarter than you.
Yeah.
They just think they like, man, what you they look at you like.
I didn't think I was smarter than my dad though. I didn't think I was smarter than my dad. I wanted to create my own path.
Exactly. You just said it.
But look. If I would have seen, if my dad had what I had though, and he was like, hey, look, he was like, hey, look, these are my stocks. These are all the houses I got. Yeah. Start doing this. I would have listened for sure.
I just feel like I feel like like what you said about
my dad's waking up at 6 a.m. and he's coming home at like 4 or 5 o'clock. I didn't want that. You know
no, I agree.
My dad sees my lifestyle. I wake up whenever I feel like it.
Yeah.
I'm picking up rent on the first. Yeah. And then my stocks have increased like 10x or whatever. Yeah. He's going to want that lifestyle.
No, you think he's going to want it. That's what I'm saying. You think he's going to want it. You know what I'm saying?
If my son doesn't want this lifestyle, I don't know what to tell him. Because I didn't want to go to work. I didn't want to go to college. I had to go to college to get a good job because I didn't see nothing else.
The thing is like, that's another thing is I feel like everything's a milestone. Like getting a job is like one phase of life, and getting to like rental properties is another, and then getting to where you're just throwing money at investment. Like some of these big guys, they don't have apartments and stuff like that. They have money that they put in these businesses, and then the businesses give them a dividend every quarter. So everything. These are all phases. Like I feel like the first thing you need to learn how to do is step one is you need to learn how to get a job to where you show up on time and learn how to take orders.
No, I want
That's
him to
phase
know,
one.
I want him to know the value of a dollar, so I want him to have.
Yeah. And then like phase two is like get a skill. Like maybe it's website design. Get some kind of skill, and then try to make money that way.
Okay.
And then phase three, maybe you try to get a business.
Okay.
A business. Phase 4. You got that money, invest in somebody else's business, and you get them dividends, you know.
So to be clear, you cool with your son spending $400 every weekend on his girlfriend?
He's making bad financial decisions already. Like that's a bad financial decision. It has nothing to do with the girl. Now, if he had the money to do it, that's a different question. Go ahead and.
So okay, let's get this straight. Say your son is a YouTuber, or your son is a he's like Kai Sineto or what's the other kid's name?
Aiden.
Yeah, Aiden. And he making like $100,000 a month. You cool with him? Are you cool with your son spending like $10,000 a month on like flying all over the country with his girlfriend?
If that's his girl,
I mean, how old is he?
He could be 19.
And he's making how much?
$100,000 a month.
Then he could afford it.
I don't think he could. You have any say? I mean, you could import wisdom in his mind, but you really like when somebody has the bag, they make more than you do. Then it's like,
are you cool with if you say you have a son, you got a daughter now, right?
Yeah.
Say you have a son making, say you got a son making $10,000 a month, and he's spending half of that on his girlfriend every month.
No, I'm not cool with that.
Okay, cool.
50 grand a month? That's
No,
like
10.
That's even nuts. That's 120,000 a year on a girl. What? that's I mean, that's crazy for a bunch of reasons, but yeah. I'm not gonna go into that.
You just like, it's just making the right financial decisions. Like, you don't have to, even if he was making that much money.
Okay, what's the appropriate amount for a man, for an 18, 19-year-old to be spending on his girlfriend every month?
How much a movie ticket costs? A movie ticket, go to the carnival.
I mean,
yeah, like $100 a month. Go to the movie. That's what I feel like 18, 19-year-olds do. Go to the movies. Yeah. Go to the carnival.
Not them. They was going to carnival every weekend. He spent.
Well, that's the expectation he set up for her. Like, so that's what she was probably used to. But that's on him. Like, you trying to ball out and show out.
So you feel like that's his fault.
Yeah, because like I said, like because she seemed like a pretty girl. Like she was trying to. So. It seemed like he was trying to impress or keep up. Mm-hmm. That's on him. Like that, I feel like that is his fault. Like nobody is pointing a gun at anybody's head and saying you got to spend this on me. Like,
but she had. I'm pretty sure she had expectations, and she was like, "This is what I'm used to. This is the family I came from," and he was, like you said, trying to keep up.
Yeah, so if he can't afford her, then oh well. That's like, not everybody could date Beyonce.
What would you date? What would you tell your son in that situation?
Son, you gotta focus on yourself.
Not everybody can date Beyonce.
You gotta focus on yourself. Get your bag up. Like you're gonna lose yourself trying to keep up.
Okay.
You're gonna lose yourself.
Like why are we trying to at 19? Like,
man, that was crazy.
Do you want to marry? Are you looking to marry? No, I'm just want to hang out with her.
I think he thought she was the one. I mean,
you think he's the one? Then of course, like you got to get you. Then you got to look at the pathway to get where you need to get to make the type of money that she thinks that the whole family deserves. Because she's probably have a lifestyle. Like, I don't know what kind of family she comes from. There's a bunch of questions.
I mean, obviously she coming from money.
No, I mean, it was her grandfather. It was only $50,000.
That's a lot of money to be giving
from your grandparents. Like, if you're in your 70s, you could have $1 million in your 401k.
Okay.
That's normal for people that work at Exxon.
I've never heard nobody, none of my friends.
What?
Nobody that I know of in my circle.
Yes, you did. We had the guy on the podcast that you worked under at Walmart that had $1 million in his 401k.
I'll talk about in my circle. He was a coworker that was like a manager.
There's a lot of people that got $1 million in their 401k.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like $1 million. I
don't know nobody that got $1 million in their 401k.
The 401k?
Growing up.
Well, I mean, probably at your age, but he was one of them. That dude. But I mean, he's making like $300,000 a year.
Yeah, he was a manager at Walmart.
Yeah.
Like $200,000. Like
they're making like $400 now. I heard they're making like $400.
He was making $200 a year.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I just think men or guys, just from my dating experience, like men will start off by balling out. Like, not because I asked them, but they want to maybe impress or whatever the case is. But eventually you find out that they can't keep up with it. So I don't feel like it's the girl's fault. It's the guy's fault, because a lot of times, especially when they come across a beautiful woman or a woman that they feel like they want, they're gonna. I bet you if that question wasn't asked, she would think that
he had money.
Okay.
He had money.
So, like I said, there's attributes that women look for, and maybe you don't have wealth, but I know a lot of guys, they don't have looks, but they got a mouthpiece. And that mouthpiece works better than looks.
I feel
or you can be good looking. And I've seen so many guys that are good looking, but then they don't have a mouthpiece, and they'll attract the woman, and then as soon as they open their mouth, the woman's walking the other way.
I agree.
What was like the best line somebody ever told you?
I can't remember a specific line, but I've dated a completely broke guy. Like, I'm talking about no car, no job.
I see it all the time.
But he had a mouthpiece though.
Yeah.
How old were you?
This was not that long ago. Like,
it doesn't.
Like 20. I met him when I was like 23, 24.
That was in Houston?
No, when I was in LA. So
no, especially out there in LA, you got to be able to talk. I feel like you got to be able to talk.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel.
But it started off by him, because in order to reel me in, right? He did start off with the dates, like just like Dave and Buster's. We would go eat all the time, but eventually it ran out to where I found out he was actually really broke. And but by that time, he
grew on you.
He grew on me. He had the mouthpiece. Like, aside, even when the money was gone, I still enjoyed being with him.
To me, I think the key is how you make the woman feel. Like that's women are emotionally driven. I feel like men are more logically driven. So if you can spike her emotions, in a good way, then she's gonna, like, when you're gone, she's gonna, like, man, where's Ron?
I agree.
Kevin or whatever, Mario.
I agree. Just acknowledging, like, oh, you look beautiful today, or I noticed your nails, or just little stuff like that goes a long way.
Let me ask you a question. So, previously on the podcast, since you want to bring up like old podcast.
Oh, damn.
Previously on the podcast, what podcast was that? Oh, I think I was with everybody. I was with me, you, BR, your boy.
Yeah.
Ron Allen. You gave him a 2-year window. So,
I think I did.
So what's that window like now?
Oh
my God! So before the camera started rolling, I was telling Mario that me and my baby daddy, now baby daddy, upgraded from boyfriend to baby daddy, we'll be together 2 years on Monday.
Oh wow! So you don't have a lot of time then.
I'm trapped at this moment. I was telling Mario I'm trapped for at least the next year or two because I'm pregnant, so I have no business dating right now. Then I'm gonna have a newborn. Still have no business dating. So once I snap back, and then we'll see. We'll see.
So what time period is that? Is that 2 years from now?
That's like 2 years max.
From now,
from now,
from today.
Because then I gotta.
I mean, there's more lives at stake. It's not about what you want.
It's not about just me anymore.
Yeah.
And he's I have nothing bad to say about my baby daddy. He's he provides. We live together, so he provides like the household bills, and he's very nice to me. As far as I know, never cheated on me.
Yeah.
So it's like, aside from him not marrying me, that's probably the only issue right now.
What attracted you to him? Like, how'd y'all meet?
That's a good question. So we met online, basically.
On Instagram?
It was a dating site. I can't remember what dating site it was.
POF?
I want to say Tinder.
Oh, Tinder? Everybody made it.
But this is what made me fall for him. So at the time, I was living in LA and he was living in San Diego, which is about a 2-hour distance, right? At that time, I made it very clear. This was when I got off not too long after the Kevin Samuels live, and he made me realize, like, if I wanted a husband, at the time I was 26, approaching 30, I didn't have much time. So I was like, okay, I need to intentionally date. So I was dating, and I made it clear, like, hey, I don't want to pursue talking to you or dating if marriage and children is not something, obviously not right now, but in the future that you will want. So, it scared away some guys, but me and him were on the same page. He wanted the same thing. So basically, long story short, we were texting and FaceTiming for about 2 weeks because he lived about 2 hours away. And at the time, I'm like, I'm not going to see no random man that I met on the internet 2 hours away. So I wasn't going to make that move, but he made the move. And he came down to LA. He really came to see some friends, but he made time for me. So basically what he did was he was texting me, and he was like, are you free on Saturday? And all I said was yes. And this is what made me fall for him. He replied and he said, okay, I made reservations at Kincaid's at 2 p.m. I'll come pick you up. So all I said was yes. I didn't even agree to hang out with him. He just asked me if I was free. He booked the reservation, the time, and said he'll pick me up.
You sound like a PUA.
So I had never had anyone like do that. Like you just asked if I was free, and you didn't even give me like. Now it's like
no choice. He showed that alpha.
Yeah, so it showed leadership.
Yeah.
Like it showed leadership, it showed initiative, and he pretty much has shown that throughout our relationship. Like he plans everything.
Women love that.
Yeah, so it was that right there, that leadership. I was like, that was sexy. So that right there got me.
I will say that's probably one area that I've like slacked on because I'm a very agreeable person.
Yeah.
So women hate those guys. They're like, what do you want to do? Whatever you want to do. What movie you want to watch? God. I don't care. Like, because I'm all like, as long as I'm with you.
I feel like you can gauge. You can gauge if she thinks you a sucker or not based on what she wants to do. Like if she's like, hey, I want you to take me to the most expensive restaurant. Like I want you to take me to like.
I don't think women even do that. Look, because a lot of women they let you hang yourself. They let you hang yourself.
But a lot of them are going to suggest like, hey, I want to go to Steak 48 on the first date.
Look, really? I had a guy. Yes. I was walking at the mall by myself, and this guy. I'm minding my business, right? And this guy just flags me down, like wanting to get my number and talk to me. Yeah. He basically asked me on a date, but instead of trying to plan and take initiative, he was like, what do you want to do? I'll take you wherever you want, right? And you know what my response was?
That sound like a kept
Steak 48.
You know what I'm saying?
And then the next question, and then the next, but that's what I could afford. That's what I would expect. I mean, not necessarily, but if he would have planned the date and said cheesecake, I would have been okay with that. But you asked me.
Y'all was at the Galleria? Y'all was at the Galleria?
I think it was at the Galleria, yeah.
Y'all can just walk to cheesecake.
No,
yeah, but she
he
said
asked
Steak 48.
me.
I think go ahead.
And then his response was, oh, that's expensive. And I'm just like, right off the bat, you just, I'm not interested. I'm not interested.
That was.
So I got one more question. You talked about your value got lower that you got pregnant.
Oh yeah. So before the camera started rolling, because Mario likes to bring up Kevin Samuels. So,
wow, yeah.
So
I didn't say that. I didn't say she said that.
One of I was just being funny, and I said, according to Kevin Samuels, now that I mean,
you have a child.
I have a child. Yeah. My value decreases. Allegedly, but I don't believe that.
You don't believe that? Okay.
I mean, I feel like. In one aspect, because I know some people don't want to date. Yeah,
I
mean, a lot of people. I mean, let's say you have 100%. Now you're down to 60%, and then you have another child down to 50%. I mean, there was girls that I could have dated that were like really, really beautiful. Everything was like I would have dated them if they didn't have a kid. They had two.
Oh, they had two?
And I was like, I was good with one, but then they had two, and I was just like, that was like the one thing that kind of put me over the. But yeah, when I was in my 30s, I expected women to have children. When you're a certain age in your 30s, you expect probably women to maybe have one child. Some people, I don't see how people can say, I want 0 at 30. But in my 20s, I guess I could be more picky, you know what I'm saying? And then my 40s, I was still a little bit more picky. I still had the one child rule.
Yeah. So
because the kids gotta like you too. You got that was one thing I dealt with. I dated a girl, and the kid she had this kid when she was like 17. So this girl was in her 30s. I was probably like she was older than me. And her kid was like 17, 18 years old, star football player, getting on the phone, hey, asking me what kind of man I am. And I'm like,
oh, wow.
That was the last time I talked to her too, really.
You should have just laughed it off. I'd have laughed it off.
I'm not laughing it off because I was really attracted to her, you know what I'm saying? I was like, but that turned me off, and I was just like, I don't like that, I don't like, that. This
You're
guy,
answering to a little boy.
He wasn't a little boy. He was he was had a scholarship to UT. He sounded like he wanted to fight already. Like he literally took the phone away from his mom to talk to me. You know what I'm saying? So, but I mean, it just I mean, that's pretty extreme, but it just shows you that hey, your son is probably gonna be protective over you, and he might not like the people you date, and then that might turn the person off if they're not getting along because they don't feel like they can be a parent over your child. And how comfortable would you be with that person being a parent over your child?
Yeah, that's another thing. I don't want my child exposed to
a bunch of men. Exactly.
You know, or me dating. So it, you know, I even hypothetically, if I were to be single with a child, like I wouldn't even want like that. It takes the fun out of dating because now I got to think about my son, like, so, and it just makes it harder. So,
so what do you think it like? So you put this 2-year limit on it.
Wait, we gotta cut.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Okay.
Hey.